Ja, während wir hier noch unsere Young Panthers auf dem Feld sind, noch ein Hinweis auf unser neuestes Projekt, unsere Roman Panthers. Da gibt es ja seit kurzer Zeit eine Kooperation mit dem SV Flavia Solver. Da haben wir quasi die Kräfte gebündelt, arbeiten in der Nachwuchsförderung gemeinsam zusammen. Da gibt es dann kommende Saison den quasi Start in der ersten Klasse West, um unsere gemeinsamen Jugendtalente zu fördern, Chancen auch zu ermöglichen. An dieser Stelle gibt ein ganz großer Dank natürlich an den Obmann vom SV Flavia Solver. Dankeschön an Kurdo Jakic. Das ist ein ganz interessantes Projekt, das wird vielen jungen Leuten aus der Region die Möglichkeit geben, so langsam an die höheren Ligen auch herangeführt zu werden. Also das neue Projekt, die Roman Panthers, jetzt vor kurzem gestartet. So, jetzt noch ein großer Applaus für unsere Mannschaft. Da geht es jetzt in die Kabine. Einmal noch umziehen. Und dann geht's los zum zweiten Testspiel in dieser Saison. Wir müssen auch gleich die beiden Mannschaften dann wieder mit vollem Applaus hier am Feldlauf willkommen heißen. Schnell nochmal die Interessen drüber ziehen, auf dem Leibchen ablegen. Und dann sind wir schon in wenigen Minuten bereits. Das Stadion ist sehr gut gefüllt. Wir sind ja mit 1000 Besucherinnen und Besuchern ausverkauft, schon seit einiger Zeit. Wie immer ein riesengroßer Andrang, wenn die Blackies hier zu uns in die Südsteiermark kommen. An dieser Stelle hoffen wir, dass wir heute richtig gute Stimmung hier im Stadion haben werden. Dass auch unsere Blackies und Feld wissen, was das heißt, wenn man in der Südsteiermark zu Gast ist. Also ein paar Minuten gibt es noch Musik und dann geht's los.
Hello and good evening. It's July the 1st. It's the beginning of a new month, and in many ways, it's already the beginning of a new season for Sturm Graz, with competitive matches now just weeks away. It may only be the second of the club's summer friendly fixtures today, but it's the first of the more formal friendly plans to be arranged by Christian Ilse and his team during this short off-season break. And after a very youthful-looking Sturm side saw off TSV Kirchberg by 5-1 just a few days ago, now it's a more senior-looking group who will be taking to the field today in Tillmitsch. They're already on their way out of the tunnel. Some of the substitutes warming up, heading to the dugout on the other side of the field. It is wonderful to have you with us here on SKSturm.TV for international live coverage of today's 11-team sports-friendly fixture against Mura of Slovenia. A club with whom Sturm have a competitive European history, but also a great working cooperation and friendship. There have been 3 friendly meetings in recent years alone, and 2 competitive UEFA Europa League qualifiers on top of that. The last meeting between these 2 teams was only back in January 2023, when a certain Brian Teixeira scored on what was his Sturm debut at the time in a 3-1 victory for the Austrian team. Let's see who will come out on top in today's friendly fixture. This game is being played as part of the reopening of this new stadium development at the home of SV Tillmitsch. If you're wondering where we are today, we are in Tillmitsch. SV Tillmitsch, the hosts for today's matchup. We hope, of course, that their fans who are in attendance, and you too, wherever you're watching from, we hope that you'll all be treated to an entertaining and free-flowing friendly match. The Sturm lineup for the first half is set to look something like this. Luka Maric, the 20-year-old, getting his start in goal. David Affengruber and Gregory Vutrich in defence. The 2 centre-backs with Yusuf Gazibegovic, Jongoran Stankovic and David Schnegg making up the rest of the rear 5. And then Stefan Hierländer, he got a great cheer from the crowd just a moment ago. Stefan Hierländer alongside William Böving in the midfield, with Brian Teixeira, Otar Kitaishvili and Emmanuel Emega set to be the top trio up front for Sturm for at least the first half of today's game. Experience blended with youth, definitely the order of the day. And if you're having a glimpse of Sturm's brand new and rather exciting signing, the Spanish youngster Javi Serrano, who joined from Atletico Madrid this week, do stay with us. He is dressed up and ready in the black and white of SKSturm today, and there is a very, very good chance that we'll see a lot of rotation during the game. I'll do my best to keep on top of all the changes, but there is every possibility that we will see Javi Serrano making his debut for SKSturm this evening against Mura. Mura starting lineup over on the right-hand side of your screens right now. It's Klemen Michalak, another youngster in goal for Mura. Kai Schipot, Derek Kobe Morris, Gabe Dobrovoljevic, Michael Klepac, Serdan Kuzmic, Almin Kurtovic, Nikola Jovicevic, Giga Kos, the captain, 30 years of age. A lot of youth in the Mura squad today, but Kos, the captain, one of the few players over 30. And Matic Marushko with the number 9, Nikola Petkovic, the number 80. The team's just switching sides. The referee and his 2 assistants in the middle, making sure that everything's set to go. Last few team huddles, team talks and photos. And we will be ready to go in just a moment. 6 o'clock Central European time, the scheduled kickoff time. We're just coming up to that now. Pennants ready to be exchanged in the middle between the 2 captains. Giga Kos with the number 11 jogging over towards the centre spot. Stefan Hierländer, unsurprisingly, wearing the captain's armband for Sturm. Handshakes all round. Good relationship between these 2 clubs. And they'll look to carry that into today's friendly, and we'll hope for an exciting game, free-flowing football, perhaps even plenty of goals. Let's see how it goes over the course of the next 90 minutes. There will be a lot of changes hopefully there will be a lot of goalmouth action as well. Mura are ready. Looks like the Slovenians will be the team to get things kicked off. Clouds overhead, temperatures still fairly warm in Austria today, but cooling off just enough that we can perhaps expect a higher tempo. Had this one kicked off at 12:01 and temperatures had gone up over 30 degrees, then maybe it would be an energy-sapping affair. But hopefully with a bit of cloud cover, these should be good conditions for today's 11-team sports friendly. There we go then, the whistle's blown. Mura, the team to get things underway. And immediately they take it back to the defence, and already Sturm in black looking to win the ball forward, press high up into the final third and try and rob that straight off the Mura defenders. Ball stayed in play over on the right-hand side. A few looks up at the referee, expecting perhaps a Sturm Graz free kick, and eventually a free kick is awarded in favour of Sturm. Comes across to David Schnegg. Big season for David Schnegg in the number 28 shirt, the man who's played for LASK, Juniors Oberösterreich, VSG Tirol. He's racked up 61 Bundesliga appearances already at 24 years of age. Really had a breakthrough season last season. He'll be looking to build on that in the season ahead. Another little blow of the referee's whistle. The ball's just rolled back on from the Sturm bench. The referee's got rid of the second ball again. Free kick's actually gone Mura's way. They'll try and switch play over towards Sturm Tillmitsch. Tillmitsch, the 19-year-old, was the one who got the assist actually in the last game for Mura. It's their second friendly of the summer as well. They beat Zagoniski Mostar, the Bosnian champions, by 1-0 in their last friendly. Tillmitsch teeing up the goal late on as Casalo scored an 88th minute winner for Mura. It's a decent result for them in their first friendly. Sturm battling away down into the right corner and looking for the corner kick, but the linesman's flag goes against the team from Graz. Mura get it back to the man in red, that's Klemen Michalak, the 21-year-old keeper. Sturm attempting to put him underneath, a little bit of pressure in the box, but managed to boot it high up and away towards the halfway line, where it's brought down by Stankovic. Spreads it out again to Schnegg on the left-hand side, who plays the direct ball up the left wing. Schnegg's followed in there as well with William Burving, who's now drifted into the box. Referee's almost in the way of that. Schnegg was looking to come in, but it's come across to Kitaishvili in a central position, but he's just crowded out. That's a strong tackle from Hierländer to win that back for Sturm. He spread it out to the left-hand side again, and that'll be a free kick for Mura. The game back in January between Sturm and Mura ended up with Sturm winning by 3-1. It was Ingolic who scored the first goal after 7 minutes of that game. Sturm again looking to create heavy pressure right on the edge of the Mura box. Will the Mura players be able to live with that for a whole 90 minutes? They're looking a little on edge already, 3.5 minutes into the game. 3-1 the result last time in January. Daku did get a goal for Mura in that game. Leon Gergic, a youngster who took the opportunity to get on the score sheet there, and Teixeira, as I mentioned earlier, scoring on his debut. So Mura and Brian Teixeira is a mix that he likes. He'll have fond memories of playing against Mura. There is a good cooperation between the two clubs. Will that one stay in play over in the left corner? Not quite. Sturm did their best to try and rescue that and maybe have the opportunity to get something into the area from wide on the left, but in the end, the ball just drifted a little too far. Fans of either of these clubs will, of course, know that Tommy Horvat, who's on the bench today, perhaps we'll see Tommy Horvat in the second half, the 24-year-old Slovenian. He won the league and cup across the course of 2020 and 2021 with Mura. So he's a man beloved by both clubs. Sturm head that on into the middle. Could be a first shooting chance for Hielander. Got the foot up high as the defender came across to clear it on the edge of the area. Mura free kick. No harm done. Hielander did have the right to go for that, but as it bounced up higher and higher, the shot always looked more and more awkward for the experienced Hielander, and the defender was always going to be first to it. And once the ball's at head height, surely the free kick could only go one way. Mura in no rush to get this one going. They'll leave it for the goalkeeper Michalak. Michalak with his left foot gets that one right downfield. Sturm win it back quickly again. Mura yet to really settle in terms of any kind of possession, and hardly having spent a second yet in these opening 5.5 minutes in the Sturm half. And it's Schnegg again, demonstrating that powerful running on the left wing that made him stand out last season in both league and cup for SKSturm. This time the cross lofts up high, and it's an easy one for Michalak to gather and get things restarted out to the left back position for Mura. First glimpse there of Luka Maric, 20-year-old Sturm goalkeeper. He's got 2 caps for the Austrian under-21 national team. He's been in Bundesliga squads 3 times in his career, Maric. He's never featured yet in the top flight of Austrian football for SKSturm, but he's been in the squads. He's got a bit of experience at the top level. And there was a dangerous ball into the box, and one that needed a bit of defending. Emega was over there trying to make himself a danger over on the left side, and he's dug out a corner for his team as well. It's good work from Emega. That's exactly the kind of threat that he can bring. Didn't look to be much on there, but when you've got the pace that Emmanuel Emega's got, the young Dutchman just put in a bit of a shift, got down towards the byline and forced Mura into conceding the corner. Corner's taken short. The shot goes in towards the near post. Side netting only from William Burving. High five for the effort though, as Schnegg tracks back. That won't have been far away from catching out Clement Michalak at his near post there. Burving tried to disguise the shot, kept it low. Not far away. passes it forward. It's the captain getting in the way, snuffing out the pass, but it's a over on the left side. And again, for most of these opening 9 minutes, pretty much camped in the Mura half. It's Burving who turns away back towards the halfway line, gets a pat on the back. He was fouled. It was Mikhail Klepats, the man who fouled him. Sturm have got it restarted quickly and they've moved it out to the right side. Ball's just a little bit too far forward for Brian Teixeira. Teixeira, who was tracking down that right flank, couldn't quite keep it in. The ball just too wide for him. Teixeira, only 22 years of age, Cape Verde international. Six goals and 12 assists in his 30 Bundesliga games for Brian Teixeira. Scored that debut goal that I've already mentioned against Mura back in January, but perhaps didn't quite kick on in the way that he would have wanted to in the Bundesliga since then. Didn't have a bad season by any means, but wasn't really able to make a big impact at Sturm since the move. Really an excellent player to have on the bench at the moment, and Sturm opting, Christian Ilzer, of course, choosing to get him onto the field for the opening 45 minutes of this game. Give him some more chance, more minutes under his belt in the black and white of SKSturm. Sturm have it over on the right side in front of the dugout. Christian Ilzer and co will be getting a close look at what's going on up there. Played in towards Kitaishvili. He's got Burving in the middle if he can use him. Burving looks to be unmarked as well, lurking just outside the D. Play it out to the right flank instead. Now it's Schnegg who's loose over on the left-hand side with no marker. He's trying to form an overlap and Stankovic might use him, and it does come into Schnegg. Plays it on the volley and sinks it into the bottom corner as well. 12 minutes into the game, Sturm have their opener. Schnegg found space in the box. Jan-Goran Stankovic picked him out with a lovely pass, looped it over the top into so much space. And Sturm fell behind early on in their last friendly, and there were some slightly worried faces in the game against Kirchberg for a while. But this time it is SKSturm who gets started on the front foot with the opening goal in Tillmitsch. 12 minutes gone. Schnegg bursting forward into the box and tucking in the volley for 1-0. So, Die Schwarzen find the opening goal inside 12 minutes. It was a well-taken volley from Schnegg, who had so much space. I thought he looked to be unmarked as he drifted into the box, and by the time the ball was played over to him, he sure was unmarked. He made the most of that chance as well. Side-footed calmly past Clement Michalak, the Mura goalkeeper, and in for 1-0. Sturm will try and build on that now as they look to win the ball back on the left-hand side. They'll recycle this one back through the defence. It's a nice hold-up play with back to goal just inside the Mura half. But the Slovenian team have won it back. Teixeira brings it out of the centre circle, looks away to the right-hand side, lays the ball off for a teammate. Hierländer has options. He might whip one into the box as well, and he does so. Böving's in there, Schnegg's at the back post again, but this time it's a little too high for everybody. Straight over and out from the right-footed crossover on the right flank. But again, it's Böving and Schnegg who are looking to exploit those spaces and find some gaps in the Mura back line. Mura throw-in, still forced back close to their own corner flag. They'll get this in towards the edge of the box, and they'll have to try and get it out of there quickly. They're not able to do so. They've won another throw-in, but they haven't really been able to gain any yards down their right-hand side. Still Mura struggling to get over the halfway line and make any kind of impact in the Sturm back line. As it is right now, Affengruber, Wüttrich, Gazebegovic hardly have had anything to do in this game so far. Luka Maric has barely had to do anything at all. Mura did finish in 5th place in the Prva Liga, the Slovenian top flight, last season. They were champions as recently as 2021. They won the cup as well for the 2nd time in the club's history back in 2020. Tommy Horvat part of both of those triumphs for Enes Mura. Dejan Grabic's team struggled a little for league form in the last campaign. 5th place, not what they're looking for, really. The fans at the Fazaneria home stadium in Murska Sobota not satisfied with 5th, but they'll be looking to strengthen and push on for the next season in the Prva Liga. Try and move further up the table. Schnegg, the goal scorer, knocks it back towards Wüttrich. Sturm keep it calmly with possession knocked between the two centre-backs for now until they can try and move forward. It's a flick through the legs from David Schnegg, and that's got it going for William Böving. Has come back quickly. And now Mura with the chance over in the right corner to try and create something. Ball's out of play though. They'll get the throw-in taken. Try and launch an attack from here. Suldan Kuzmic over to the dead ball situation. Looks like it'll be another throw-in, but for the first time in the game, 17.5 minutes in, Mura have the chance to look into the Sturm penalty area, but instead they opt to go all the way back, and it's back with Klemen Michalak. Kuzmic again, putting the arms up, inviting the long pass over, the switch of play, but Mura opt against it. They're just trying to get comfortable on the ball at the moment because we've almost played 20 minutes here and they've hardly had any time in possession. And there's a long ball forward that's going to bounce awkwardly for the Sturm defence. Wüttrich receives the header and should be able to deal with it, and indeed he can. That wasn't too far away from Emmanuel Omega. Keeper Michalak getting out just in time for Mura. Now they've combined well on the halfway line. They've got it forward to Jovicevic, the 19-year-old. Jovicevic plays in Kuzmic. They'll go again down the right-hand side. They'll try and find an overlap to Jovicevic. Just denied by the tackle. It's a Mura ball again, right down by the corner flag over on the right-hand side. They'll throw it in, and once again they're forced back away from the Sturm penalty area. Matic Marushko throws it forward to teammate Kuzmic. Kuzmic again will be the one to take the throw in, but can they find inroads into the Sturm penalty area from this one, or will they have to go all the way back over the halfway line once again? That is indeed the option that they take eventually. It's with Darek Kobe Morris, the Croatian. Kobe Morris, the number 70. Tries to launch an attack down the right-hand side. Mura fancied a free kick for a second there. Luka Maric, calm in possession. Had a couple of Mura players chasing him down in his penalty area for the first time today. That's a foul on Kitaishvili. It's going to be helped back to his feet, but that will be an SKSturm free kick from just shy of the halfway line. Sturm 1, Mura 0. The score as we come towards halfway through the first half, just over 20 minutes played right now. David Schnegg volleyed in the opener with a side footer after 12 minutes. Jan Gorent Stankovic picked him out in the penalty area with a looping pass over the top of the Mura defence. Schnegg ran in and tucked it away nicely. That's why Sturm have the one on the scoreboard. Mura yet to really test Luka Maric, but they're spending a bit more time in the Sturm half right now. They'll look to make something of that over from the left side if they can. Anything that's come into the box so far, David Affengruber and Gregory Wüttrich have been able to deal with. Stankovic a little bit further forward, and Gazibegovic and Schnegg always looking to lead a breakaway down the flanks if they can. Mura have it at the back, and Sturm win it back in the centre circle there, and they try and look forward quickly to Emega, but it was quick but not quite accurate enough, and Emega's adjudged to have caught the man on the way through. Skaber Dobrovolic, who's gone down. Dobrovolic, a Slovenian Cup winner with Domžale back in 2017. It's not just Dobrovolic, of course, he's won his domestic cup. Sturm fans won't need reminding at all that almost all of this Sturm side have won the domestic cup in Austria, having triumphed in fantastic fashion this season, knocking out pretty much all the other top Bundesliga contenders along the way. Sturm now looking to build on their 1-0 lead here. Back across to Kitaishvili. Almost thought about having a go with the right foot for a second, but thought better of it and played the short pass to Stankovic. He's turned well there, the Georgian. Looked for a return pass, but was forced away from it. And Mura have it over the halfway line. Whistle's gone, though. Nikola Petkovic with the number 80 shirt for Mura just turned and wondered for a split second why the referee had blown his whistle to give Mura the free kick. He might have fancied going himself. Trying to bring the ball further into Sturm territory, but instead Mura took it back and restarted with the free kick. And again, Sturm making life difficult. They're really trying to stop Mura from getting over the halfway line in the first place. This attacking form of defending from Christian Ilz's team, something that they're well used to and they display week in, week out in the Austrian Bundesliga with great effect. Nice idea with the combination play down the left from Mura, but it eventually just runs out on them. Sturm get it clear from the right back position. Emega was waiting for it, but the header comes in just in time for Mura. They stop it getting to Emega, but he might be able to get on the end of this one. Bouncing ball forward. Michalak has to be right out, alert on the edge of the area. Got his hands up high and gathered that just before the young Dutchman was thinking about getting away and racing in on goal. It's almost a good pass out to the right for Mura. Some frustrated looks to the sky there. Pass had the right idea, it took a nice line. Could have opened up some space on the right wing for Enes Mura. As it was though, had just a little bit too much weight on it. 25 minutes gone. You're live with us on SKSturm.TV. 1-0 the score from Tillmitsch right now. This 11 team sports friendly being played at SV Tillmitsch, just south of Graz. It's part of the reopening of their new stadium. A new development anyway in Tillmitsch. Sturm leading by 1-0 as we come over 25 minutes played. They were 1-0 down, Sturm, a few days ago against TSV Kirchberg from the Oberliga. It was only the second day since coming back after the summer break, that game against Kirchberg, but still falling 1-0 behind was not really in the script, and Sturm actually trailed all the way until the 60th minute of the game when Vesil Demaku equalised. 1,700 fans had made the journey for that one. There's a chance for 2-0 as the ball was played low across the box. The side-footed effort, but it was blocked by the Mura defence, and now they've got their first chance to launch an attack on the Sturm goal. It's one attacker against three defenders right now, though. Shot looped with the right foot just past the far post. Decent enough effort, but it was telling that the man in turquoise, Luka Maric, didn't feel the need to scramble across goal and launch himself into a dive. He saw, as soon as that one came off the boot, that it was going wide. Still, best effort so far from Nikola Petkovic and the NS Mura team. He's cutting a bit of a frustrated figure. Petkovic, the number 80, he knows that was the first half chance in the game for NS Mura. He went for the spectacular, didn't pull it off. Couldn't quite get enough bend on the ball, but now the space over on the right. If Mura can switch play, they'll keep it on the left instead, and they'll go back to the halfway line. Derek Kobe Morris. Another player, Kobe Morris, who knows what it's like to win silverware. Won the cup and the league in his native Croatia with Dinamo Zagreb. Mura win it back on right on the edge of the box there. That could be dangerous. Giga Kals, the captain, he's down on the ground. It's not exactly clear what happened. Gregory Vutrich got himself in some trouble in defence. Looks like a stray arm might have caught the captain of Mura in the face. He's gone down just inside the penalty area. Mura physios onto the pitch. And Mura are going to fancy a spot kick out of this afterwards. Vutrich puts the ball down. He's saying, was it my free kick or did it go against me? Could certainly have been something fairly innocuous for the NS Mura captain, Giga Kals. He went down straight away. He was right on the edge of the box there, close to the byline, and he was putting Vutrich under some real pressure. It looked for a second as though Kals would come away with the ball and launch an attack into the Sturm area from the right-hand side, but he hit the deck. Vutrich looked around, and in the end, this is where we stand. You wonder if it was just something like an accidental knock to the face. Any kind of hit to the nose or the eyes can pretty much take you out of action very, very quickly, as appears to have been what has happened to Giga Kaus here. Mura will, of course, be hoping that their captain can continue onwards in the game. He's a man who started his career out many years ago with Mura, left and then rejoined back in 2017 and has been with Mura ever since. Emega looking to win the loose ball there. It was passed back to Klemen Michalak in the Mura goal, but it was a heart-in-mouth moment for just a second for the Mura defenders, and the goalkeeper knew that he had to win that foot race. And if there's one Sturm striker that you don't want to have to win a foot race against, you've got to presume that Emmanuel Emega is the man. Mura throw-in, though, over on the left. They've been better since falling behind. The first 12 minutes were all about Sturm getting into the Mura area. And then since then, Mura have been able to launch a few more attacks and get forward a little bit more often. That one's a harmless ball out, bouncing out of play. It's easy enough in the end to just let it go. Sturm goal kick taken short. Taken very short as the ball stays inside the 6-yard box then before it's cleared. Linesman's flag is up. It's a flag against Brian Teixeira. If you're just joining us, we're live on SKSturm.TV from SV Tillmitsch. It's Sturm leading by 1-0 against Mura. David Schnegg was the man to get into the box, and Seifert in the volley that separates the two teams so far. Stankovic with the assist, Schnegg with the goal. We haven't seen Javi Serrano come on yet to celebrate his debut in the black and white of Sturm Graz. That might well happen in the second 45 minutes of this fixture. But it is a debut for the new Nike shirts, the Nike home and away kits and the lifestyle collection as well. Available now from the Sturm shops and from the online store as well. A nice new extension of the collaboration between Nike and SKSturm over the last few years. Michael Klepacz, who's standing over this free kick. He helps his teammate Jovicevic back to his feet, but Klepacz, the 25-year-old, will be the one to launch this into the box, you'd imagine, with the right foot. What can he do? Loops it, curling away from goal, but it's headed away comfortably. Might go all the way out towards the Mura dugout, and it does. Mura throw, 33 minutes exactly on the clock. Sturm still leading by 1-0. Mura yet to really test Luka Maric, the young Sturm goalkeeper. One shot from Nikola Petkovic. It was a speculative effort from just outside the area. Hit it with his right foot, attempted to bend it towards the back post, but hit it a little bit too flat and watched as the ball just sailed wide of the far post. Would have been a lovely goal, as it was. Came to nothing for Mura, but they're settling on the ball a lot better in recent minutes. That's worked nicely down the left side too. They'll get it over the halfway line, perhaps even further. A nice pass down the left does open up some space, but to the frustration of the Mura forwards who are bursting into the box there, the whistle has gone. You'd have to presume the offside flag is up over in the right corner. Luka Maric gets it going. Schnegg, the goal scorer, has to be quick as there was a tackle coming in. Sturm performing a few acrobatics to keep hold of the ball, but all they can do eventually is a combination of volleys and headers to get it back to Luka Maric, the 20-year-old goalkeeper. Irving forced back. If he can get out of that tight corner, he'll have done very well, and he does indeed do that. Irving striding forward over the halfway line, flicks the ball with the outside of the boot. It's a good pass as well. Could be a shooting chance for Sturm here. Emege's run into trouble into the box though. Just came up against a brick wall of Mura defenders, but Stankovic has it in a similar position to where he got the assist for the first goal. Same target is Schnegg. Schnegg this time, giving that everything to try and keep it in, but can only cushion the ball down just over the byline. The same combination that proved deadly in the 12th minute. Jan Gurent Stankovic scooping the ball up for the on-rushing David Schnegg, but that time not quite able to keep the ball in. So 10 minutes to play in the first half here. Sturm won the last friendly in January by 3-1. They won a friendly a little over a year ago as well against Mura by 3-2. Pras, Gurent Stankovic and once again Schnegg on the score sheet in that game. Marushko and Klepac, the two Mura players who scored a year ago, they're both starting in this one as well. There was a game in the winter before that. Winter 2022, Mura beat Sturm by 2-0 on that occasion. Plenty of recent friendly history between the two sides, and that's not to mention the UEFA Europa League qualification games in the 2021-22 season. Sturm winning both legs of that competitive encounter, 2-0 in Graz and 3-1 away against Mura as well. Janče, Kitaishvili and Yeboah scoring all the goals across the two legs. Mura trying to work into the Sturm half, and they can do exactly that, but the cross looping over with the right foot. It was curling around, but the referee's arms up, it was offside. Sturm free kick then, inside their own penalty area. Tempo just draining out of the attacking game a little bit for Sturm. Now they've got the lead. Still happy to try out new things and just test the waters here against NS Mura. But Mura have come on strong a little bit since falling behind. Maric under a bit of pressure there, but if that's onside, there could be a big chance for a second goal for Sturm. Emege's through, denied by the legs of the goalkeeper. That was a really good stop. Emege could see the whites of the eyes there of Klemen Michalak, the Mura keeper. The keeper got down well to stop this one from going 2-0 Sturm. That's a really important save. A really good one. Emege was played clean through there and stayed onside brilliantly. Kitaishvili outside the box in a central position, lays it off for Stankovic. He spreads it out to the right-hand side. Chance for a delivery into the box. It's a low one, and it's not a good one in all honesty. It's cleared easily. Stankovic has gone down and fancies a free kick, but Mura can get this away. They'll break away over the halfway line. They need more support coming forward as Sturm have 4 or 5 defenders back now. They throw into the tackles, but shooting chance for the number 22, Nikola Jovicevic. Might have taken a bobble just before it hit his right boot, but the 19-year-old Montenegrin blasted that one well over the top. Mura have it back here, just outside the box. They look down into the left corner. Cut it back from the byline, outside the area. Chance to get the cross in again. A little ripple of applause, but nothing doing. David Affengruver Affengruber over there on the right side, just waiting for the short pass, but again it goes to the goalkeeper's left. Luka Maric opting for the other option, and now William Böving will switch it from left to right for Sturm, trying to confuse the Mura defenders, get them to set up for an attack down one side perhaps, and then leave spaces over on the other. Mura wanted the throw in, but it didn't quite go out of play. It stayed in there. Sturm have passed it well. They've played their way out of tight corners a couple of times nicely today, Sturm, but the offside flag's up. Five minutes to go in the first half here at the home of SV Tillmitsch. Sturm leading this 11-team sports friendly by 1-0 against NS Mura. There are more friendly games, of course, planned for SKSturm this summer. Games on the 8th of July against Spartak Trnava and Bačka Topola. Both of those will be available to watch live on SKSturm.TV as well. It's chipped forward there. Emega steps back and allows the play to continue without being offside. Kitaishvili's done well to pick that up. Plays it over towards the back post. Hierländer leaves it. Volley comes in on the right side. Well left by Hierländer. Good vision to see Gazibegovic, who is steaming in from the right. Gazibegovic, the 23-year-old Bosnian. Came through the Salzburg Academy. Gazibegovic played for many years as a youth player at Salzburg and eventually last season scored against them for Sturm in the ÖFB Cup in the game that saw Salzburg knocked out on penalties by none other than eventual winners SKSturm, of course. Gazibegovic instrumental in that great run. Michalak passes it short and gets it back. Football's almost taken on this new shape at all levels now. The goal kicks are routinely just knocked out to the edge of the 6-yard box and back across. Both Sturm and Mura absolutely going for that variant today. It's lifted up and over. That's good work. Gazibegovic kicks the ball away in frustration. It's a Mura free kick. It was cleverly played over on the left by Mura. There didn't look to be too much on until there was almost a little chip and charge as they lifted the ball up and moved around to try and be the first underneath it on the other side. And it's led to a decent dead ball situation. 43 minutes on the clock. Chance to get something dangerous into the Sturm penalty area. Maybe, just maybe, a chance to really test Luka Maric in the Sturm goal. Dubrovolic, one of the players in there. Who will this end up with? Comfortable gather for Maric. That's disappointing for NS Mura. They've not had many chances to get so many players up and into the box today. That looked to be a good chance for them to try and really create a dangerous attack. All it needed was a clever routine, a good ball in, a decent delivery towards one of the many beige-coloured shirts in the box. But really, that was unforgivably close to Luka Maric, who made the gather with no pressure on him at all. When you're up against a young goalkeeper, as both sides are today, Luka Maric, the 20-year-old Sturm keeper, Klemen Michalak, 21 years of age, the Mura keeper. When you've got a young shot stopper up against you, you want to make life as difficult as you can for them and test them at all opportunities, as Sturm tried to do there with the chipped cross from the byline on the right. But again, Klemen Michalak comes up with the stop into the last minute of the opening 45 here. Böving has to just jump out of the way of that as the challenge was coming in. Ball switched out towards the left flank. It's deep into the left corner for Mura. They've kept it in there though, and there was a chance. They were lining up for that. Giga Kaos, the captain, was just waiting for that one to drop for him. Desperate to either head that or volley it goalwards. He didn't make it that far in the end, and here comes Amiga up the other side. Kiteshvili looks left. Chance for a delivery into the box from Burving. Plays it into feet. Sturm keep it over on the left. Patient build-up play here for Sturm. What will it lead to? It's a good defensive header, but Sturm can keep it in the box. Eventually up and into the arms of Kliman Michalak. And with no stoppage time played, the whistle goes to bring to an end the first 45 minutes here from Tillmitsch. That has been the first half from this 11-team sports friendly. Mura struggled in the opening stages, and they fell behind when Jon Gurent Stankovic chipped the ball in for the on-rushing David Schnegg. Schnegg found acres of space in the Mura penalty area after 12 minutes and side-footed home the volley to give Sturm a well-deserved lead at 1-0. But since then, Sturm haven't really been able to build on the lead. Mura came back into the game and they've had more and more chances to get into the Sturm half, and without really being able to test Luka Maric in the Sturm goal, they have improved Enes Mura. There are positive signs for them for the second half, but perhaps a crucial moment in terms of the results of this 11-team sports friendly. Emmanuel Emega was sent clean through after 37 minutes. Michalak came up with a brilliant one-on-one stop to deny Sturm a second goal, and that is why the half-time score is Sturm 1, Mura 0. Do stick with us for the second half. We'll take a short break before the players come back out for the second 45 minutes. You can expect a very different looking 11 to emerge from the tunnel in just under 15 minutes time. Do stay with us for the second half coming up soon between Sturm and Mura.
und ja, die Halbzeitpause kommt jetzt zu einem Ende. Und unser SK Sturm Graz hat einen Blockwechsel gemacht, hat alle 11 Akteure ausgetauscht. Und wir schauen uns ganz kurz an, mit welchen 11 unsere Mannschaft jetzt in die zweite Halbzeit.
So it's a new look, taking to the field, a different 11 for Sturm Graz in this second half. They lead by 1-0 after David Schnegg's 12th minute volley. Mura gathering a little bit of pressure towards the end of that first half, but it was Sturm who went closest to making it 2-0. Emmanuel Emega played through in the 37th minute, but Clement Michalak came up with a brilliant stop. Confirmation from the Stadion Sprecher in Tillmitsch of some of the half-time changes for SKSturm. Goalkeeper there being withdrawn for Mura as well. The second half, 11 for SKSturm, looking very, very different indeed. And you might have heard it just then from in the stadium. Javi Serrano, the man from Madrid, is making his debut in the black and white of SKSturm. Big moment for Javi Serrano. Big moment, I'm sure, for a lot of Sturm fans who want to see him play and want to see him do so well. It's Matteo Bignetti, number 40, who takes over with the gloves in between the sticks for SKSturm in the second half. Niklas Geierhofer and Sandro Luca Molnar, the centre-backs for Sturm. Samuel Stückler comes on as well. Javi Serrano making his debut in the middle. Amadou Dante over on the left side too. Vezel Demaku and Alexander Prass due to be the attacking midfielders, with Tommy Horvat in the middle, Manpreet Zakaria and Jakob Jantsche completing the lineup in this complete change from Christian Iltz's team in the second half. And now the men in black shooting from left to right on your screens. Sturm have it back with Geierhofer on the centre circle. Geierhofer, one of many prospects to come through from the Steiermark Sturm Academy that's celebrating its 10th anniversary this very weekend. Big chance here for Sturm. Offside flag is up. Zakaria was waiting in the middle for something to come back across from Jakob Jantsche, but he didn't get the chance to deliver it before the whistle had gone. Horvat over by the referee in his pink boots. Tommy Horvat, the Slovenian. He's got 3 international caps for Slovenia as well, Tommy Horvat. Of course, fans won't need reminding really that Horvat won the Slovenian League and Cup with Mura in the years 2020 and 2021. Over 125 Prva Liga appearances for Horvat, somebody who knows his Slovenian football very, very well indeed, and is fondly remembered, of course, by the fans of Mura, as much as he's now loved by the fans at SKSturm. First job for the new goalkeeper, gets down and gathers that one. Sturm win the header. They get underneath the aerial ball, and they've dominated the aerial battle really today. Jovicevic moving forward. It's a hefty collision between the two players there. Free kick's gone Mura's way. Javi Serrano unhappy with it, throws his arms up. It was a move that raised some eyebrows around Europe. Javi Serrano coming on loan with an option to purchase from Atletico de Madrid. He spent last season on loan out at Ibiza. Serrano, though, anybody making a move from a club like Atletico Madrid to come to Sturm, saying it's a great platform for young talent. It's a real sign of what Sturm are doing here, and they've defended that free kick at the back post. Yet again, dead ball situations unable to be made into something dangerous for Mura, but here's a chance for Janša, who's in behind and can run away, but goalkeeper Florian Raduja gets out to it first and heads it away. Sturm in the middle. This time it'll be a free kick for die Schwarzen. It's played out to the right-hand side. Samuel Stückler with a little bit of room to work with. Goes back, plays the safe ball, keeps possession for Zakaria. Ball floated towards the back post, almost a shooting chance there. It was headed away just at the last moment. Sturm waiting to take the shot. Right on the back post there. Three and a half minutes, or 4 minutes gone now in the second half. The pattern of the first half has continued. The odd dead ball situation. Chances from set pieces for Mura, but little else really to speak of in terms of creating good link-up play in the Sturm half. But here's a chance for them to do just that right now. Ball into the middle. There they do have the link-up play, and there could be a shooting chance. Big moment, biggest moment of the game, over the top of the bar for Mura. The players can't believe it. That was a real opportunity. And Michael Klepacz cut back there. There was all sorts of danger for the Sturm defence, but it's a let-off. Mura put it over the top. And just as I said, they were limited to dead balls only. Lo and behold, the commentator's curse strikes, of course, and Mura were able to combine with a little bit of luck as the pass came across from the central position out to the left flank. Might have been intended for somebody else, but it fooled the Sturm defence enough to open up a shooting chance. They just hesitated a little bit, Mura, and that cost them in the end. Almin Kurtovic brings it forward for Michael Klepacz. Klepacz stays in possession. Good running from Klepacz. Serrano dives into the tackle and just about gets the ball. Tommy Horvat into the centre circle. Zakaria lays it off. It's prodded forward into the box. Mura over the halfway line. Little nudge as the pass was played. Horvat trying to just put them off their stride there, but Mura have kept it. They've got it back over the halfway line, and now it's right in front of the Sturm dugout. Sturm players crowded out Mura there, but it came off Amadou Dante. The 22-year-old Malian has given up the throw-in for Mura. Seems a long time ago that Amadou Dante was out on loan at Hartberg in the Austrian Bundesliga. He's almost amassed 100 Bundesliga appearances already. Dante, at just 22 years of age. Under 20 African Cup of Nations winner as well. Already on the way to having a distinguished career, Amadou Dante. One of a growing number of very talented young players in Christian Ilzer's SKSturm squad. High ball across the box from Mura. They have it in the right back position, and again they're forced to go back towards goal. It's Liad Sadriou, the left back, who's newly been introduced for Mura in this second half. Chance again to cut in onto the right foot and maybe have a shot. Delays and delays, and eventually takes the shot with the left. Michael Klepacz again causing trouble for Mura. It was a good block from Geierhofer, who came across just in the nick of time. Corner ball, Mura, and they're creating more than they did in the first 45. Who's on the end of this one? It's at the back post, and it's just squeezed wide of the far post too. Difficult situation for Matteo Bignetti. Young keeper, spent 3 years away from SKSturm with Eintracht Frankfurt's second team. Picked up a bit of UEFA Youth League experience too. He's had to gather that one quickly too, as Sturm struggled to work the ball out of their own penalty area. But now, after Bignetti bowled it out, Sturm have got it all the way down into the box. Zakaria drops it off very cleverly, and the shot's just over the top. Did it take a fingertip save on the way through? Jakub Janscher certainly thinks it does. He's over to pick it up and take it out for a corner ball. Well, that's a tremendous stop from Florian Raduja. It looked for all the world as though Manfred Zakaria would go himself there, but it was a very clever stoppage of the ball, just dropping it back for the overlap from behind from Jakub Janscher. Would have been a brilliant goal had Sturm scored it. Just over the top, off the fingertips of Raduja. Stückler gets it thrown in, and Janscher has a go. Serrano picks it up in a central position, 15 yards outside the area. Knocks it back for Geierhofer. Geierhofer, another player who's come through the Steiermark Sturm Academy. Already 35 Bundesliga appearances as well for Geierhofer at age 23. Serrano, who's just 20 years of age, helps move this one across from left to right. Sturm looking up for it now. Stückler, what can he do from there? Right-footed cross is low, and it's blocked by Sadriu. Corner ball over on the right-hand side. Sadriu, the 22-year-old Kosovan, was the one who put it out. It gets a touch as the header's glanced on across the box. The clearance eventually comes back off of a black shirt and out for a Mura goal kick. Or perhaps actually a Mura throw-in. By the looks of the direction that the Mura players are moving in. Mura throw-in, it indeed is down in the right-back position. They'll throw it up the byline if they can. It's back with Matteo Bignetti. Sturm, of course, happy with the experience that Bignetti picked up in his 3 years away, but delighted to have him back to strengthen the goalkeeping department. Stückler. Overlapping ball on the right. Nothing quite doing there. Corner ball's taken. Again, it's flicked on at the near post. Nobody able to capitalise on it. And Mura, a bit of a loose clearance, and it's out for a throw-in over on the left-hand side for Sturm as some changes are lined up in the Mura dugout. Coach Dejan Grabic looking to change things up. Serrano brings it down. Switches the play back towards Samuel Stückler. Stückler back across the centre circle. Sturm hop away from trouble and try and bring this forward. Horvat, the man signed from Mura, of course. Horvat with the pink boots gets it back. Horvat loves to shoot from there if possible, but the space just closed up on him. Dimaku plays it across. Dante, low ball fired in from the left side, but nothing doing on that occasion. The train rolling past in the background as the game continues on. We come up towards an hour played in Tillmitsch. That was given away under heavy pressure. The goalkeeper did not want that back right on his goal line. Will it lead to a shooting chance for Sturm? The Mura defence have to tee it up to volley it out themselves, but Sturm are indefatigable right now in the game, and they'll come back just as they did in the early stages of the first half. They are dominating possession heavily, not really allowing Mura to gather any kind of momentum. It's just a clearance and a chase for Mura if they can do that. That one's knocked back to Bignetti, controls it right in front of his own goal line. Credit to Mura for getting players forward there and trying to stifle the Sturm break. But Horvat, the man who came from Mura, has led this attack. Where will it end? Shooting chance, and it's in emphatically, high into the roof of the net with the left foot. It is a lovely finish. Alexander Prass, the man to score it. Didn't he take that well? Horvat was the one moving it forward from the halfway line. Once there was a little touch on it, just as the defenders were committing themselves to winning the ball back for Enes Mura, they looked to be in big trouble. Suddenly then space opened up. More and more room became free on the left-hand side. But how about that finish? With an hour gone, Alexander Prass rifles that into the roof of the net with his left foot. It was a brilliant hit, and Sturm lead by 2-0 in Tillmitsch. Well, you can just about say it's been coming. Mura have had their chances, they've had their moments. They might feel that they were getting closer to coming back to 1-1, but it did not happen for them, and instead it's happened for SKSturm. Prass just battering it in with the left foot. A lovely finish from the 22-year-old. What a signing Alexander Prass has been for Sturm. The absolute embodiment of the principles of this young team that have done so well over the last couple of years in Austrian football, but also internationally. Sturm increasing their standing on the European stage with excellent performances in the Europa League group stages last year, and getting stronger year on year in UEFA competitions. Javi Serrano was one of the players to mention that. Sturm just making a bit of a name for themselves on the international stage, giving a really good platform for young talent to shine, and young talent certainly just like Alexander Prass, a born winner. He's won the Austrian Youth League 4 times as a young player, twice at under-16 level, twice again at under-18 level. Came through at Lask and Juniors Oberösterreich, played at the Salzburg Academy as well, went through Liefering. He's taken all the classic steps in Austrian football development in terms of Bundesliga teams, but Prass was overlooked until Sturm picked him up on a free transfer in 2021. What a masterstroke that is looking like at this point. Prass just shooting up in terms of his reputation and his standing in European football. One of several Sturm players who have seen their values on the transfer market just skyrocket in recent years. And if that keeps happening in Graz, it's not just going to be a place to sell players. As satisfying as it is when players such as Rasmus Højlund and Kelvin Yeboah move on for large fees, once you start cultivating a squad like this, this is where players want to come. This is where players want to stay and play their football, truly improve, make their mark, make a name for themselves, lift silverware as well. Important for a club like Sturm to win the cup last season, just to prove that it is possible to lift silverware in Austria. As difficult as it is, it can be done. And Sturm have done it, and they've proven it. And here they come again. Ran out of room on the edge of the box, but they'll have a free kick nonetheless.
Sechs Spieler sind raus, dann müssen natürlich auch 6 Spieler eingewechselt werden. Neu ins Spiel mit der Nummer 25, Nico Grey, mit der Rücknummer 18, Lazar Tillmitsch, mit der Rücknummer 99, Arne Jerovica, mit der Rückennummer 77 Luka Turidulda, mit der Rückennummer 3 Tilen Sternjavic und mit der Rückennummer 10 Ivan Šarić.
Free kick chance for Janša, lifted up and just wide. Got the dip on it that he wanted. A player lying down behind the defensive wall for Enes Mura as well. They were battening down the hatches as Janša lined that one up. He got it over the wall, got it back down again, but just wide past the post, let off for the Mura keeper. Not much he would have been able to do had that one tucked itself inside the post. Struck with some venom from the boot of the 34-year-old Jakub Janša. Certainly a man who knows how to score goals. 256 Bundesliga appearances for Janša, 64 goals and 63 assists in that time. Massive numbers for the man who started his Sturm career back in 2003. Left in 2010, rejoined after spells abroad in 2018. He's been with Sturm ever since. Had an injury-plagued campaign last season, Jakub Janša, but the season before that was instrumental for Sturm. Good running down the right-hand side from Mura. Surely bundling over the defender there, though. It's the number 25, Nico Grai. He's just come on and he was guilty of the shove there. Sturm have the free kick close to their own byline. The referee doesn't like the position from where that was taken. Vignetti gets it away. It's miscontrolled though, and out for a Mura throw-in. Mura trying to skip through on the edge of the box, but it's poked away, and Sturm, as they normally do, will try and transition quickly. It's an accurate ball for Manpreet Zakaria. What can he do from there? Over on the right-hand side, looks for the overlap, takes a touch on the way through, should be out for Sturm corner. Linesman spotted it, if not the referee at first glance. It is indeed a dead ball situation for SKSturm, who lead by 2-0. Schnegg in the first half, Prass in the second if you're just joining us on SKSturm.TV. Corner taken. Came in pretty quickly, that one. It was dipping down, curving as well. Little glance on that could have been dangerous, but it's played back out to the right side, brought down well by Zakaria, spreads it back towards Janša, who was waiting on the corner of the box. Dante continues the attack, keeps it alive over on the right. Horvat looks up with the left foot, drops it off for Serrano, making his debut today. Serrano with the number 14. His first appearance in the black shirt of SKSturm. These new shirts are, of course, available on the club's website, the new Nike leisure wear range as well. New home and away shirts, new Nike collection, it's all there at the Sturm shops and online. Sturm into the box here, Horvat against his old club. Denied, I'm not sure whether it would have counted. The referee wasn't signalling for offside, he was signalling for a corner. It would indeed have counted. If that was the strength of the palm from Florian Raduha, the Mura goalkeeper, that was a brilliant save. Might have just batted it away onto the crossbar, but Tommy Horvat was bearing down on goal there in a brilliant position. Corner ball, still danger for Mura. It might come back to Horvat, it does indeed. Left-footed shot is blocked, but there'll be another one followed up. That one's blocked too. All hands on deck for Mura at the moment. 67.5 minutes into the game. Sturm really starting to look comfortable now at 2-up. Horvat gets it back in the box for the third time in a matter of seconds. And the shot drifts just wide. Really good effort off the right foot. Horvat got it back. Dimaku had a go. And it just went past the post. Sturm continue to press hard for goal number 3. Corner whipped in high, keeper comes up to get it. Horvat again, this time miscues completely. Serrano's there. And it's volleyed back in. Oh, that would have been spectacular. A backpedaling, diving save from Florian Raduja, who's been kept extremely busy in this second half. How about that for a volley? A really nice hit. Clean connection right off the sweet spot, up into the air, and it dipped back down. So nearly ended up in the back of the net. Looked like nothing was on from that position. But 25 yards out, that was almost a stunning volley. Well, time for Mura to catch their breath a little bit after being under the cosh for the last 6 or 7 minutes. Alexander Prass doubled the lead for Sturm just before the hour mark, and since then Sturm have really upped the intensity, started to force Mura right back into their own penalty area. Whistle's gone. Janče won't be able to continue from there. Well, the half-time changes for Christian Ilzer and SKSturm seem to have bedded in nicely in this second period in Tillmitsch. The changes that were made rather later by Dejan Grabic for Mura, they've not been able to have much of an impact for the Slovenian side yet. If anything, they look to have been the team who have been the most unsettled by the changes in personnel in this match. It's to be expected in a friendly, of course. It's lifted over by Horvat. Offside flag has gone up. Janče can't believe it. Zakaria was waiting for a tap-in that never came. Horvat's questioning the linesman's call. There is a third goal out there to be had by the men in black right now. So less than 20 minutes to go in Tillmitsch. This game taking place at the home of SV Tillmitsch, just south of Graz. It's part of the renovations and reopening ceremony for their new football complex. All the renovations that are new, at least, at SV Tillmitsch. Sturm leading by 2-0 in this 11-team sports friendly. Schnegg with a goal 12 minutes in. Prass with an emphatic second just before the hour mark, as the Mura keeper struggles to get that one anywhere but up and away. The bounce almost looked like it would keep the ball in play for a second. Didn't quite work out for Ivan Žarić. It was a much younger lineup for SKSturm that saw off TSV Kirchberg, the Oberliga side, by 5-1 a few days ago. That was a side littered with players from the under-18s, players even from the under-16s. Academy players getting their chance to run out in the senior team jersey. Goals from Demaku, who got a brace on that day. Fuseni got one, Affengruber got one. Kiedel as well, a nice moment for Peter Kiedel, the 19-year-old centre-forward, scoring against Kirchberg. But it's a much more senior-looking Sturm side who are leading by 2-0 today against Mura. Much closer to the kind of side that we can perhaps expect to see when the ÖFB Cup gets underway, when the Bundesliga gets back under the way, when the European qualification games start coming around for SKSturm as well. Sturm pick up the loose ball by the left corner flag. Scorer of the second goal, Prass, is down there. It's away for a throw-in. Talking of the Bundesliga restart and the Cup restart, it is, of course, a trip back to Klagenfurt in the Cup for SKSturm, a place where they'll be delighted to go, a place full of brilliant memories, of course. Klagenfurt, the venue for the ÖFB Cup final. Can Sturm make it all the way back to Klagenfurt at the end of next year's Cup season? That remains to be seen, but they will go there. An away day at SAK Klagenfurt on the weekend of the 21st to the 23rd of July. That's the first task up ahead for Sturm in the ÖFB Cup round 1. And then it's a brilliant double-header to open the Bundesliga campaign as well. Away at Austria Vienna on the 30th of July, 5 p.m. kick-off there, Central European time. And then a massive home game against Lask on the 5th of August at 7:30. Two really, really big games to kick off the season for SKSturm Graz in the Bundesliga, and if they can come through those with 6 points, they will be absolutely up to speed in the Bundesliga season, early doors. Long way to go until then, of course. There's still a training camp to come in Bad Waltersdorf between the 3rd and the 8th of July. Friendlies on the 8th and on the 14th that you can catch live on SKSturm.TV. Free kick taken from the right-hand side. Only a one-man wall there. Mura managed to catch exactly that one man. Quarter of an hour left to play in Tillmitsch. Sturm leading thanks to goals from David Schnegg and Alexander Prass, and there are more in it for them. Horvat penalised there for just a clip as the defender tried to turn the corner and get away. Horvat was signed, of course, from Mura by SKSturm for 550,000. Turned into a big player at Sturm Graz since then as well. Also one of the players who was instrumental in the cup win. Who can forget that fantastic finish against Lask in a nail-biting semi-final? It was that moment of magic from the boot of Tommy Horvat that saw Sturm safely through into the cup final. It would eventually be a successful one. The moves haven't just gone that way though. Sturm sent Dardan Shabanashai out on loan to Mura, who have a big chance here. Mura into the penalty area they go. Crowded out really well, and goalkeeper gets down very strongly there too. Good work from Matteo Bignetti, who's not had too much to do in this game. Shabanashai, as I was mentioning, the left winger went out on loan to Mura, part of this good cooperation and collaboration between the clubs. Big chance for Sturm's third. The whistle will deny Tommy Horvat, who's come close on several occasions now against his old club. Must have thought he was about to get a tap in for 3-0 just before the shrill whistle sounded to deny him and to deny Sturm. Shabanashai, who'd gone on loan, had a strong start to the season at Mura last year and unfortunately had his season curtailed early with a knee injury. However, he's recovered from that. He's back in training, Dardan Shabanashai. And the man on loan at Mura has now signed from Sturm for Mura. So the working relationship between the two clubs goes ever further, and this friendly furthers that even more. It's becoming a traditional fixture on Sturm's friendly calendar. Nice touch to get away there. Chance for a through ball to dissect the Mura defence, and they'll have to clear it quickly, and they do, just in time. If you've tuned in to try and catch a glimpse of Javi Serrano, the youngster who's been signed on loan from Atletico Madrid, he is indeed on the pitch. Serrano with the number 14 jersey. Sturm get it away down the right-hand side. Chance to break here. Janša takes his time as players move towards the penalty area. He's looking for support, Janša, but he doesn't need any for now because he keeps going himself. Lays it off eventually. Manpreet Zakaria goes for the chipped pass through. It's cut out former Austria Vienna player. Another one of the Sturm squad actually to get national team call-ups in the recent international window. Zakaria drops it off, should be another great chance for Sturm. Janša looks to the turf, covers over a divot, because that one was an absolute flyer from the boot of Jakub Janša. Really good chance to curl that past the goalkeeper and in for 3-0. Instead of that, he went way up and over the catch fencing at the back. Aerial battle there, won by the NS Mura defenders, but Sturm aren't going to let it go. Amadou Dante comes forward and wins that one strongly. Mura still having to combine an awful lot of passes to try and get this one away from their own defensive third, and again they have lost the ball to Sturm. Sturm going all the way down to the byline. Just ran out of room. Serrano will try and win it back, and he does so, but getting it back to the defenders. It was a dangerous moment for a split second, but they dealt with it calmly and picked up the free kick as well. That's played all the way back from the right back position in towards Raducha, the goalkeeper, who gets it away. Raducha, who's had a really good second half in between the sticks for Mura. Credit where it is due. The number 13 in goal for NS Mura has pulled off a couple of really, really wonderful stops. Nothing he could do about the finish from Alexander Prass. Prass from the edge of the area, just before the hour mark. Just took aim and launched it into the top corner at the near side with his left boot. It was a thunderous finish from the Sturm number 8. That combined with a volley from David Schnegg in the 12th minute is why the scoreline stands at SKSturm 2, NS Mura 0. Sturm looking to continue a run of victories in friendlies against Mura. They beat them in January of 2023. They beat them in the summer of 2022 as well, by 3-2 on that occasion. And Mura won the one before that. Chance for a third this time. Janša, the ball's behind him when he wanted it in front. And there's another tremendous save. I gave credit just a minute ago to Florian Raducha, the goalkeeper, and the 26-year-old has pulled off another excellent stop. Full credit to the man in red. Got down quickly to his left. Kept the left palm strong to turn the ball away from danger. He still had a lot to do with that. A fingertip or any less might still have tipped the ball into the top corner because it was well struck. Needed to stay strong to turn it away, and he did so. Corner comes in. It's headed away, or up at least, rather than away at the near post. Janša picks up the loose ball, but the pass is a little out of kilter, and Sturm have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Pass forward from Matteo Bignetti is too far. It's through to his opposite number, Florian Raducha. Mura with a bouncing ball down the right-hand side. What can they do from there? Nothing at the moment is the answer. Niklas Geierhofer comes over, cleans up for the Sturm defence. Geierhofer and Samuel Stückler, two of the large numbers of players in the Sturm squad who've been developed as part of the cooperation with the Steiermark Sturm Academy, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this weekend. It's been a real boon for the SKSturm side. Massive help in their development of young talent, for which they're now known. People now looking to SKSturm and to Steiermark for the production of excellent young players. So much talent development going on in that part of Austria. Mura did manage a late goal in their last friendly against Zrinjski Mostar, the Bosnian champions. It was a late winner indeed in that game too. Have they got anything up their sleeve late on in this game? Trailing by 2-0 against Sturm. Another free kick chance. They've had several to get their eye in today. Keeper had to be alert there. He was clattered as he parried the ball away. Matteo Bignetti got the best of both worlds there. Bignetti did really well to stay strong, palmed the ball to safety before getting a heavy hit and winning the free kick for SKSturm. Pass down the right flank. It's intercepted in the end after Sakaria dropped it back. Mura playing a little more on the front foot now, and there's a shot blasted away towards goal. Well off target in the end, off the right foot. It just curled away. It's Lazar Zlicic who looked up and went for the spectacular. Well, there's some confidence from a young goalkeeper, Matteo Bignetti. Happy to cut back right on his own goal line there. High risk strategy, but he's made it work, and he's got Sturm started here, Bignetti. Bignetti, the keeper, would be delighted if this turns out to be Sturm's third goal. Shooting chance, and indeed it does turn out to be Sturm's third goal. The pink boots of Tommy Horvat seal the deal for SKSturm. Horvat, who's been denied a couple of times in this second half, eventually lashes in goal number 3 for SKSturm. And the former Mura man scores against his old club. The man beloved by both teams goes onto the score sheet. He's written in the notebook, and Sturm leads by 3. It's no more than they've deserved. Credit to NS Mura for their efforts in this second half. But their best player of the second half has almost certainly been Florian Radura, the goalkeeper, who's made save after save after save, but there was no stopping that one from Tommy Horvat. Well, I don't think either set of fans will be too disappointed to see Tommy Horvat get on the score sheet in this game between his ex-club and his current club. Mura threw it down the line. Stückler unable to win the header. It was just over his head. Geierhofer plays it safely back towards Bignetti, who's done well when he has been called upon in this second half. Much like Luka Maric, who was in between the sticks for Sturm in the first half, there hasn't been a huge amount to do, but it's been done well when he's been called upon. He'd like to keep the clean sheet as well, Bignetti, I'm sure. Always good for the confidence, even if it is only over 45 minutes. And with about 3 minutes to go, you wouldn't expect much stoppage time to be played in this friendly fixture today. But in this 11-team sports matchup now, in the 88th minute of the game, it's Sturm Graz 3, NS Mura 0. Goals from Schnegg, from Prass and from Horvat. Sturm looking good to make it 2 from 2 in their summer friendlies. Serrano uses the hands to bring down the player. Serrano getting his first run out in Sturm Graz colours today. And here he is on the ball, and he's going to receive a taste of his own medicine there. Serrano pulled back. The flick on doesn't quite work out, and Mura can advance over the halfway line. Pass is on there, and it's almost the right option. In the end, Lead Sadriu was a little bit too over-enthusiastic with the pass and just let it too far forward down the left side into the box. So stoppage in play here, 90 seconds remaining on the clock as Sturm get it restarted. Back to Vignetti. Onto the centre circle, and there's a direct through pass into the box. It could be a chance for a fourth. Jansch is denied. Keeper gets up to clear it away himself as well. Yet another good stop to be chalked up onto the account of Florian Raduha. Jansch must be wondering what he has to do to get a goal today. The one time he wasn't denied by Raduha, he was denied by a bobble in the turf in the NS Mura box. Stückler. Slip at an inopportune time means it's a Sturm throw-in. Horvat, scorer of the third goal. Back to Stückler. 22-year-old getting a good few minutes under his belt today. Horvat advancing forward as well. He's got Jansch in support in front of him. He goes out towards Prass instead. Another good stop. And that one's behind the goal. A few fans from the main tribune or the main grandstand would have thought that that one went in. Raduha strong again in the NS Mura goal. As we come towards 90 minutes, I'm sure there won't be much stoppage time, if any, on this game, which will be remembered as the debut for Javi Serrano in the colours of SKSturm. It will also be remembered for 3 Sturm Graz goals. An attacking performance, a performance of promise, a performance of quality. The only thing missing, perhaps, has been a few more goals for SKSturm. NS Mura played their part, but they were unable to match SKSturm's strengths in either the first or the second halves. At the full time in this 11-team sports friendly from Tillmitsch in the south of Graz, or to the south of Graz, it's finished Sturm 3, NS Mura 0. A very pleasing performance from this SKSturm side. Many players were able to get some very useful minutes under their belts in this friendly, of course. So thank you for being with us today on SKSturm.TV. Don't forget that before Sturm return to their competitive action at the end of July, there are still some friendlies to be played on the 8th and the 14th of the month, which can be watched here live at SKSturm.TV. And then it's back to Klagenfurt in the ÖFB Cup, a place full of good memories for Sturm, of course. They'll take on SAK Klagenfurt away in the first round on the weekend of the 21st to the 23rd of July, before the Bundesliga restarts with an away trip at Austria Vienna, and the European qualifiers will suddenly start to loom large over the club's calendar. Exciting times to come for SKSturm this summer. But for now, I'll say goodbye from Tillmitsch. 3-0 the final score in favour of SKSturm. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and do indeed join us again for more friendlies next week.